Good morning, it's Harvey Jackson. Iran keeps the Strait of Hormuz closed. StatsCan later coming out later here today. So oil rises on supply concerns as Iran conflicts widen. Iran launches a wave of missiles at Israel. I think there was I don't even know how many, but it's been uh, a lot. U.S. Senate tries to block the American air assault. Traffic through the strait still remains halted. Now, there's multiple showing different days here, but I'm just looking at this one as if it's credible. But the United States has approximately 25 to 27 days of crude oil stocks of supply, and here's the list. India is 40 to 45, Japan is 206, and I don't know why it's listed in this order, but you can see that there is some that are not going to be of any concern. And where are we located? And like United States is self-sufficient, pretty much and with Canadian help as well. But here's a look at the Strait. You can see that there's a fair bit of you can see that there's some movement, but I think it's just maybe looking for a place to moor their boat or something. But nothing's moving through here. There was some activity to get into that area, but I don't know if it didn't get hit. Iran disrupts the Strait of Hormuz. Drones could last months. Until they find where these things are getting made, they can make 10,000 per month, and that's definitely disrupting everything because it's getting through a lot of the people's air defenses. Here's just a quick look at the StatsCan again, the estimates, and again, don't know who the guys that had done this, but you could say spring wheat is staying the same, and I go, holy smoke! Well, that's definitely going to not be correct. And even the canola going from 21.5 to average estimate 22.3. I think it's going to be even higher than that, but we'll have to see. Gulf strategy tested by Iran war. So this whole pinch point is just causing so many different things. Shipping delays, port disruptions have slowing replenishment of some of these countries with food supplies as well, not just oil. And here's just a graphic of who's blocked by the ports and who has capacity outside of that, and then they have to go by land. China's assembly's meeting, and their strategy is to grow more grain, get more yield, have some advancement of seed varieties, and definitely protect and restore some of the most productive soils. They're counting on still getting foreign supplies of soybeans, and I think I mentioned that in the past. Where they're going to concentrate on is some of these other products, not the soybeans. They already have that one secured with Brazil. Oh, this is Pierre Poilievre just talking about the scam.
On the narrow economic part of it, but I think what Francis is alluding to is there's
the same thing.
Well, is it though? Because there's a cultural and ideological dimension to this as well. Because say the policy of net zero, which is just economic suicide, it's the same thing.
Exactly the same thing, because it's being used as a pretext to concentrate money and power in the hands of the state. It is just the latest of the many pretexts that are used to justify taking away everybody's money and giving it to a treasured, privileged few, green grifters. The corporatism of saying, well, we're going to tax all of the energy and we're going to block the resources, and then we're going to take the money, give it to the government, who's going to dole it out to all of these corporate insiders who claim that they are doing something for the environment. When in fact, you look very carefully, it's all BS. In fact, they have no problem directing much of that money to China, which is opening 2 coal-fired plants a week. So it has nothing to do with the environment. It is entirely a pretext to take from the working classes and give to a small group of insiders through the mechanism of the state. So whether you're talking about the net zero fraud or massive government redistribution schemes or just an overall growth in the bureaucracy, it is all, or even on the speech side, it's all about concentrating power and money in the hands of fewer and fewer people while taking away the opportunities of the people who actually do the work.
Yeah, I thought this would be fitting after that because you can tell how he talks, and he talked about middle powers now with Australia. He's so full of shit, this guy. It's just crazy. Anyway, yeah, you can see there's going to be some storms in here. And again, I talked about this yesterday, but this is actually going to help a lot of the key growing areas that are yet to be planted, of course, and just at the front edge of maybe getting some stuff way down south there, stuff planted, but there's pretty good storms that are going to be hitting. You can see that they're active already. And you can see that it's actually still concentrating down there. Just a quick look at the markets. Canola's up $1.50 on the May contract, only 70 cents on the November, 710, 90, and 711 respectively. Rapeseed is up 450 as well at an even 500 euro per ton. Soybean oil up another 58 points at 64.17. So that still just keeps on going. Palm oil is getting dragged along. Crude oil is at 75.66, up $2.20. Diesel fuel is up 14.5 cents at 3.14 a gallon. Soybeans up $3.75, 11.73. Spring wheat up 4.25 cents at 6.13, and the December contract is up to 6.55. And again, I would be looking at futures first targets at $7 in that range there. Corn up 2.25, and the Canadian dollar is basically flat here. So let's just quick look at it. You can see that we are still supporting that trend line up, and still way above on the slow stochastics. We're looking for these lines to cross over here, so as a sell signal of this long position, and then go short at that same position. That could happen today with the StatsCan if there's some wild news there. This is just a longer look at your November contract, your highs that were made back in June last year. And here's your rapeseed in Europe. Steeper line, but very tight to it right at the moment. And we're looking at $80 price differential between European canola and Canadian canola, priced in Canadian dollars. Freight is probably more than that now, especially with diesel fuel prices and shipping costs going up. Soybean oil, I had to look all the way back to 2023 to find these values where we were before. Soybeans up against this area where made highs in November. And here's your palm oil, trying to get above this pivot point right here. Your crude oil, the midnight hammer spike that it got, that's where we're trading up to, not through. And if you look at the diesel fuel futures, you have to go all the way back to 2023. Quick look at the dollar, just really, doing nothing here. We've got support from the 200-day moving average and some other short-term moving averages. Pivot point, if it breaks below there, it's very likely going to that $71 if it were to break below. US dollar, definitely in a channel going up here. Gold futures, looks like we're going to get to those highs again. Silver, still in a kind of consolidating, going sideways, but still upward. Volatility index is pulled off, and this is just a look of every time there's something erratic in the markets. It's definitely gives you a spike, that's for sure. Quick look at the wheat, definitely respecting the 200-day moving average, not wanting to get above it. If it does get above it, you probably look at some other values above here, for sure. Kansas still respecting the trend line up and trading above that 200-day moving average. Same with Chicago. And your French wheat is not trading above that 200-day moving average, just like the Minneapolis. Corn, really nothing to see there. And the principal field crop area will be posted later on today.